Hello. The I of a human being is his will, which decides on his incarnation in time and location. The individual will is not separate from the source of all. So it is our spiritual essence. And the time and space is the same as what we call a chart or astrological chart. So the both belong naturally together. In other words, the spirit combines with a psyche. If we take just one of them, we don't have a complete picture of a human being. If we just take the Enneagram, which is a way, among other things, to show the distribution of the will, we still don't know how it will manifest. And if we take a chart, then we don't know the core center of ourselves. So the astrologers don't think about the possible incompleteness of their system. They think they can recognize or catch the core of a person regarding the sun, or synthesizing the complete chart. But this is not the case. They are just regarding the complete energy, but not the will of a person. And on the other side, if you look at the will, maybe some of us think it is a point, an invisible, non-dimensional point. But I believe it is not a point, it is a structure. And I think it can be recognized through the Enneagram structure, which has 9 points. This is the way I work with it. If we say somebody, let's say an example, somebody is type 5, then of course type 5s have something in common. But as I see it, this is just one common element, and they may be very, very different. For that, I have an example. I compare two type 5s, and we can first look at the numbers. The first number shows somebody is type 5. So a typical thinker. Both are type 5s. when you have seen some of my clips about the Enneagram structure, then you know already that we can, for example, say what are the wings. We can see this one, this 5 has a wing 4. This is the second strongest point, whereas this one has a wing 6. The first 3 numbers are, of course, the tri-type. These are always the 3 strongest elements of the complete will, always on one level. So we have the level, the most visible level in the so-called reactional self, which we can observe without difficulty if we go into the matter. So already the 2 tri-types are quite different. This is a more emotional one. This is a precise one, which is not so much interested in other people, much more in the matter, in the system, in the knowledge. It's also emphasized through the subtype stacking, which in the first case is sexual self-preservation, which is much more emotional and more person-centered, more enthusiastic, romantic, as the second one, social self-preservation. So this one is drier. So if we look at the tri-type plus the subtype stacking, we already have very, very different types. And if we want to make it still more concrete, still more, let's say, opposing each other, then we can look at the next level, which is in the divided self, one level deeper, and there we have the same situation. This one is much more emotional, intuitive maybe, than this one, which is more precise, more skeptic, and also stronger. So the last one is always in the depth. If somebody thinks about the sequence, it is very easy to see that these types are completely different, except of the fact that they are both 5, type 5. And still we can go further and see that the chart decides further how they express it. And in this case, I took some points, some crucial points from the chart, because I don't want to take the whole chart, which would be too complex for the moment. So I take the ascendant, which is here in Pisces, which is very intuitive and emotional, and then Sun and Moon in Leo, which is also very personal, very enthusiastic, not my English has some limits, as you see, but this is a personal one. So if we take the other, I made the contrary of it, ascendant in Aquarius. So it's somebody for whom the thinking is much more interesting than people in near surrounding. And with Sun, Moon in Capricorn, he's pragmatic, practical. He wants to get the things done. So altogether, the whole type wants to get things done. It's a system maker. It's a pragmatic, very efficient problem solver. S5 wing 6. A dry type, completely different than this emotional, creative, very imaginative type. But of course, every essential will can combine with any chart. So then we can see why they differentiate in this or that way. Now, for example, if we speak about avarice, which is a passion of 5, it is surely much easier to recognize this by the second type. He would show it much more distinctly than the first one, which is alone because of his chart, rather a very generous type. So in the core there is avarice, but it's not so strong as in the average, and also it's he will live it much less because of his generosity due to his psyche. Okay, I wanted to point out that it's really a very practical thing to combine the psychological Enneagram system with astrology. If it's not handled in a trivial way, but really trying to go into the depth of the whole situation. Have a good day. Thank you.